Hey guys, nice to be here again. I have a little bit of break today. So I thought I'd come in here and, I don't know, do something. I never know when I'm going to get time to come in here. And this whole past week has been really busy because my brother found a place, but all of his stuff was still 2.5 hours away. So Saturday we drove up to Indio, grabbed all his stuff, stayed the night at my sister-in-law's house, and then drove back Sunday, unpacked him, and I've been back and forth all week kind of moving him in. So, all of a sudden today I've got time, and I'm sitting here going, I don't know what to make. But I have all these canes, right? All of these canes, and I think I've got more. I just got to find them. Oh no, they're right here. So I've got some pink, some orange, some purple, and I think I have a yellow. I do. And I got a blue, and then the rest are just all kinds of weird things. I've got this leaf. I don't know what I'm going to do with that. So I thought we would just play around, make a cane. This was an extra flower cane. I put the flower cane online, but this is what's extra. I thought I'd do something with it, but I'm not quite sure if I want to put that in a cane because it's really pretty. And I don't know what that would look like with 4 of them, but that's another one I could use. And I have another one, I think. A blue one, which would match more probably with those colors than red. So we're just going to put this aside and drop all the canes on the floor because that's how I roll. There goes 3. Grab that one. I don't even know what fell, but what was it? A pink. Okay, well, he kind of tumbled. Let me see if I can find it. I'll be right back. Alrighty. We lost one, but we found him again. So I kind of like the last video I did where really didn't use anything except for the colors that I had. Or the canes that I had. I didn't add a bunch of different things to it. But I'm not sure I'm going to do that this time. I might just kind of get funky here. So, all of this is Primo. We're not using Kato today. My hands don't have the strength. So I have got purple and white, made it into a bullseye. Orange and white. Obviously yellow, white. And this would probably be a forest green and white. So I may kind of do it on the same lines of how the other one was, but I might have a little twist to it. So the hardest part is deciding, yeah, that was even, huh? If I want to keep one, at least a bullseye, I might keep the purple as a bullseye. I don't know yet. But we're going to add that same element that we add in the other one. But we're gonna just switch the other ones around a little bit. Just try something new. I love making canes. Obviously, that's what I do. I'm finally getting noticed more on Etsy, so I've been selling quite a bit of them. And the sad part is I haven't really had time to sit down and replenish anything. And everything's going to be different because I can never make the same cane twice. Which I'm sure you all understand. But I think I like making components better. because I like making polymer clay beads more than I do just making cane. So instead of making canes, you know, like kaleidoscopes and stuff that you can just make an earring out of or whatever, I like components to where I can put it on top of a bead. So that's the only difference in what I like to do. But sometimes your mind doesn't want to get creative, and I can never figure out what to make. I like Southwestern themes. You know what I want to make is a lizard or a gecko. And I'd love to make that a cane. I just don't know how I would be able to get the little feet in there. So I might have to draw one out and go from there. Kind of like that Coco Pelli I did. That was an interesting cane. Okay. Okay, so now we're just going to sometimes can add like a circle to this. Put it right down the center, and that will give you like a little focal point. So this is about 3 inches, a little bigger. I'm not going to worry about my ends. I'm going to do this one more time to another 3 inch. Make it kind of even. So now I'm just going to cut off the ends and then come back. Okay, so I've got that one. Yeah, I like that better. Okay, and this is kind of where we were the first time. But I want this to wrap around something. So I've got some canes here that I've really got to use up. So this pile right here is just a bunch of like components to put in there, and I've got some bad cane in here too. So it feels good to finally use it up. I found a bunch of cane. They're not my best. So I was thinking of maybe bundling them. So I'm going to go 1.5 since that's what I used for my center. I was thinking of either bundling them and making like a set for really cheap. But I haven't quite decided what I'm going to do yet. But on those canes, I only have like 1 or 2. Okay, so this is a little off here. Okay, so what I wanted to do was take this and bend it over it. Keep that at 1.5 inches here. Okay, I might have to go a little lower. I have no plan for this, so I'm kind of like just kind of going with the flow. Okay, so I want another one of those to go on the other side. So it's a good way to get rid of all your old clay. Just throw them all together and make something with them. And for all the tutorials I do, you should see how many canes don't make the cut. I have a ton. Okay. So now we have 2 right there. I could do that way too. But I think we're going to leave that like that. Connect those together. Okay. So now we have purple. I'm thinking that this would look okay. I'm going to cut this in half. I'm going to cut it at a 1 inch real quick. This is what happens when you don't have plans, right? So I could either do the same thing that I did here, have the purple curl over, It would be nice to take this flower right here and kind of corner this. So let me try this first. So let's see if I can get 3 inches of this flower. I'm not going to be able to use all of it because it looks like it dies about here. I wanted to make some bunny earrings. I've got these cute little bunny cutters. I think I showed them to you already though. I've showed you guys so much. I've been making so many different cutters, and half of the time I don't remember what I've showed you. So I guess I might have to go through an old video. But you guys already pretty much know how to design jewelry, which is why I don't like showing anything, because you know what you're doing. I don't want to sound like I'm a know-it-all jewelry designer, because I absolutely am not. I've been making a lot of glass beads too lately, which I have some in front of me, so I'll have to show you those. Okay, so see how you have that registration line that I put in? So I do that just for this reason. And that's so I know where to pinch, and I know that that's the center of the flower. Without that, you've got to constantly turn to make sure that the right side is up. But then you don't know what it looks like in the middle over here where you can't see. So this is why I love that registration line. So I need 2 of these. Okay, so one would be on the top, the other one would be on the side. Okay, so that way when you have your center, if you're doing a center, see that's the other thing. If you're looking for a focal point, you can make a kaleidoscope king around that focal point like this. If you just want to play with like stripes and stuff like that, then you don't want to do this, because that will be in the middle, and that's not going to change into anything. That's going to stay like that on 4 or 6 pieces, depending on how you cut it. So I definitely don't want to do that. But I will save this, make another cane with it, because it's really pretty. It's also going to be really small by the time I reduce it and all. So let's go back to our purple here. So I know I can get confusing sometimes because I don't know what I'm doing. Okay, so I wanted to make this flat. I don't know why, I see this flat. And then I've got these funky leaves and stuff. I don't know when I made these, but I've got a bunch of them. So I'm going to add those in there as well. And then I made a video on some leaves that I made. They were just a bright green, surrounded in translucent. I messed it up, so you guys never saw the video. But I found a rose cane. Yeah, I know you can't see it. Don't think I'm going to be able to make a whole lot of stuff with it. Yeah, I'm really jumpy today, sorry. As you can see, my mind is going in a million different directions. But anyways, that's the rose. And then that's this little leaf. So I was thinking of just making, I don't know, a really nice focal bead with whatever I have left, because I don't have a whole lot of that red rose. I think it might be time to make another rose. Okay, so this is the one that we're flattening out. All right, so I need 3 inches here. That way I can cut it into 2. But I'm going to add some elements in the center of this one as well. So I'm trying to get it kind of thin, but not too thin, because I want to add a strip in the middle. Okay, so we're going to cut this out at 1.5 and 3. Okay. Ooh, I like that. Okay, so this is what I'm saying. I'm going to just start using up some of this old cane. And this, if you saw that video of how I made, somebody asked how I made my bullseye canes like this, so I put up that little video in blue, I think is what I used, or teal. It's the same thing to make these. You're just going to make a bullseye and then take one of these of whatever color you want, and basically just wrap it. Now these are old, so we're going to really condition these. Because I want to put 2 on each. So if I do that, got a glass rod here. Works really great. Okay, so there's 2 there. Okay, that's basically what I'm trying to do, is fill both of those up. So if I can get this to 6 inches, I doubt it, then I can put them in the center, because they're going to be really small. You don't have to be real detailed. You could just take a log of any color that you want and put it in there as well. But my goal today is just to get rid of some of these old canes. I don't think this is going to be 6 inches though. I think I just have to do 3. But let me make sure I have another one of those, or we're going to be in trouble. So that's an orange and pink. And of course, it's my only one that I have. I have a red and yellow. Well, the other one's going to have to be a pink and yellow. Okay, so yeah, I can still go a little more. So right now we're at, yeah, if I go to 6 inches, you're not going to see this. So we are just going to cut it right here. All right, we're going to push this down a little farther. And we're going to accommodate the bigger size here. Okay. So now I could, if I want, curve this to something, or I can just leave it like that. Okay, so I'm going to put this one right here. Yeah, I keep thinking of Fiona's video and how she took both of those, right? Made them into a square and just did what she did. But I'm not doing that this time. This one's going to be completely different. Now I have a blue with purple. This is what we made online. Or I have a yellow and red. I'm going to do the yellow and red. You don't know how good it feels to get rid of all of this stuff. And you know how it goes. When you don't think about what you're doing, your canes always turn out to be pretty awesome. Compared to when I spend time on mine, they always turn out differently than expected. Which isn't always a bad thing, but it's just getting those right colors that you want to use. Okay, so we got those two there. I'm going to put something right here. I don't think we're going to use this flower. Jake is still snoozing. He has not gotten out of bed this morning. And it's like past noon, so I don't know if I should go rescue him or just leave him alone. Okay, so I'm going to keep a big slice of this. Because sometimes you kind of need that negative space so that it's not really busy. But every time I try and use negative space, I always end up regretting it because I feel like I've got too much negative space. So we're going to just do a little bit of this and decide whether or not we want to do that or not. Because it would be kind of nice to be able, you know what I mean, to kind of wrap this around something. So I got 1, 2, we're not quite at 3. This is a little older, so it's a little harder. Oh, look at that. I've got some leaf. And I'm still working on orders. I have one last one to go. I don't know what's going on with this cutter, but I keep getting a split, like a little gap. And so it's basically a split in the blade, and I've made about 12 of them now. And I've changed my settings, I've redesigned it, and I am still not getting it to work. So this was the greatest distraction ever. Yeah, I don't know if I want a green in here. I don't know why. I really like this blue. But I want to flatten this one down too. That's why I'm only using half, just in case I regret my decision here. Yeah, yellow's too bright to go with the orange. Okay, so I'm going to just try it and flatten it up a bit. So what I'm thinking is just kind of wrapping this side like that. This might be the whole cane. Alright, well, kind of liking this, but I'm not sure if I'm ready to put this on, or if I want to add a few more things. Okay, so I need this at least 1.5 inches tall. So I'm just going to pull this way. I want the white to go all the way to the edge. I may be able to work that in. Definitely not going to be a whole lot of negative space to this. Okay, so let me go grab my order, see if it's done yet. I kind of like to work some of these in. I don't really like this green with this. That might work. Okay, I'll be right back. Alrighty guys, so I pulled that cutter and I'll show you what I'm talking about. You see right here in the center, you got this little split right there. And I have literally done everything I can, and now I don't know what to do. I hate holding up orders because of one cutter just not wanting to play right. Alright, so I don't know if I'm going to use this one or not, but it's here. Now, if I can find one more of these, that would be awesome. But I don't think I have any more. So this is just my leftover container, so sometimes I don't have the same thing, and I don't want to make one just because of that. But I think I can make this into 3 inches. I think I can. So I finally got Jake out of bed. That dog could stay in bed all day long. And it's quiet when he's in bed all day. You're not going to hear him barking all the time. But now that he's up, he'll get the little smells in. And I tried to get a picture of him up here for somebody that asked me for a picture of him, but I don't know how to put it on YouTube. Maybe I'll put a little picture of him on the end of this video. I still couldn't tell you what kind of dog he is. I know he's Jack Russell, but he's either got a Corgi in him or a Basset Hound because he is extremely long. Okay, let's see. Almost there. I didn't want to do that. Let's see if we can put that back together there. That might not be good. Don't pull too hard on old canes, or that will be your fate. Dang it. Well, maybe we'll just cut it in half. And just use that. I don't want to take a chance of destroying it. Oh, I love that cane. I don't know where it came from, but I love it. So on this one, I'm just going to use a glass rod. And I'm just going to push that into like the hole right here. And this we're going to slide down so that it kind of melds in with the purple. So I'm stuck now. I can't move this. About right there. And of course, it's a small cane, as usual. All right, so now and there we go. Kind of knew that was going to happen, right? So if I make this to where this is going to be the bottom, right? And then this is going to be the top. Thinking of keeping one side open, and that way it'll connect onto the other side. Okay, so what else do we have in here? Definitely don't want to use red. Oh, here's orange. Nope, that's orange, red, and yellow. This is a little old too. I'm looking into my box of goodies as we speak. I just threw that one down, didn't I? So I got some black. I don't know. So I hope everybody's weather is getting a little warmer. We are a little cold, but it's supposed to get into the 80s already next week. So kind of looking forward to that. When we went down to Indio to move my brother and grab his stuff, it was 102. I was not ready for that. I mean, I like the heat, and then I complain about the heat. I like it when it cools down, and then I want it to warm up. I think everybody is like that. But it was hot. It was definitely a warm day. Okay, so I don't know. I've got a couple of these. So I'm going to take this and make it into a triangle. And we're just going to see what that looks like first. So I'm going to get rid of that. I don't quite know where to put a lot of these. I don't know. That sounded good. Now, do I want to continue down to the bottom with the same thing, or do I want to add something different? I don't want more orange. Well, I may end up coming back to that. And that would be our cane right there. What do you think? I think we're going to go with it. I don't know why, but I think that's how we're going to end it. Because those just fit in there perfectly. Now, how it ends up, I don't know. Oh, oh, oh. That belongs on this one. It's the problem with petals. Where did I have that? So I kind of want that right there. I'm kind of shoving that in the center. Okay. I need something just really tiny. I have no yellow in this. Yeah, this is so old. Am I confusing any of you already? If you're confused, yay, because I am. So this isn't really a tutorial to follow. I mean, you could just take a screenshot of that and just look at what I did. Make your canes to that. If this turns out good, that is. If it turns out bad, you definitely don't want to copy this one. I cut right there. And all I'm trying to do is create something to where this does not go back in there. So if I cut 2 of these and put them right there. Okay, maybe not. All right, let's try that. But if it doesn't work and you don't like it, it's just basically a way, obviously, to use your canes that you might have left over and don't know what to do with. Because that's basically all I'm doing. It's just getting rid of some stuff. And that's why my canes are so small. But that's the cane, okay? So the biggest problem now is obviously 1, the reducing, and 2, deciding whether I want this into a square or a kaleidoscope. 6 edges. I seem to sell basically both. I think the squares are better for veneers. And one of these days, I'm just going to sell it to where it's this right here. And then you can manipulate them into the whatever you want them in. Okay, so... sorry, guys. It was better when he was sleeping, I know. But... hey, Jake. It's all good. Yeah, it is. Alright. So if I do this as a kaleidoscope, then I got to get this to 9 inches. But it is a very small cane. So I could do 6 inches and cut it all at a 1 inch. But then you end up with so much waste that sometimes you don't want to do that either. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to cut a little end Might be a little too soon to do this, but I kind of need to know where I'm going. Like I said, it's a little too early. So that's what it'll end up being with a 6. Okay. Now if I make it as a 4, you're going to do, depends what you considered the bottom. So if that's the top, that's the bottom, you're basically going to butt end it, not like that. Yeah, actually like that. Then you'll do that right there. And then you'll turn this into a square. So if I do that as a square, yeah, I'm trying to think here. This and this are going to be pushed in, and this is going to be pushed in. So I'll still have that flower either way. Oops. Hold on, guys. I got a phone call. Alrighty. So big issue right here is that blue thing right here that was so old. You can see where I'm missing a little bit of blue in the center. So the only thing I can think of doing is either trying to fill it. Not sure that's going to work, but I can try. Or I just cut out that center piece. So I took both of the ends off here and I put them butt into each other just to make it square, to see if I'm going to like this square or if I'm going to like it as a kaleidoscope cane. I don't really care for that big blue strip right there. So I'm going to try and put these together and then show you what they look like. So let's put it right there. And that would go like that. No, it wouldn't. That would go like that. Yeah, it's a bad end, so it's really hard to figure out how these are going to work. And then this would go that way. But anyways, that's one way of doing it. And I can't say I like it. So, what I'm going to do, I mean, I'm at 9 inches here. But I don't know where it starts. So if I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I might be able to get this 1 inch. See, without this blue here, that means this blue isn't showing up here. So let me just cut one more strip, and I used the wrong side of the blade. And the same with this. I'm cutting it all the way to the blue because I don't have the blue on any of those. Oh, and I hate doing 6 inches. I really do, but I don't think I have a choice. If I need 3, that would be 4.5. Alright, so you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stretch. I'm going to stretch it all, okay? Even where I messed up. I'm going to see if I can salvage this part or if I just want to work around it. So I'm losing 1 inch regardless. So I'm going to need 4.5 inches on each side of this. 1, 2, 3, yeah. So that's what we're going to do. And then, of course, I don't have that blue here. And Jake is just having a field day. I might have to shut my office door here, because I don't think he's going to stop. And as you can see, yelling at him does absolutely nothing. So, wasn't a bad side cane to start with, but we're going to lose a lot because of this goof right here. And the problem is the goof ends about right here. So I really need to make this 4.5 inches. So we're only at 1, 2, 3. So we need to bring this down another 1.5 inches. And this is basically what you do. You're just going to keep pulling it until it gets where it is. We all got them canes that just don't work to our advantage sometimes. And it's okay. I'm okay with it. Just need about another 1/2 inch. Okay. So we're trying to pull here from the center. See, and it's already cracking there too. So 1, 2, 3, 4.5. Okay, I think we're okay on that side. So now we need to go this side. And from this to the end, we need 4.5 inches. And yeah, we're getting a few cracks. So I probably did not condition that as well as I should have. As you can see what happens. But if I can get this crack at a place where I have to cut it anyways, then it'll be okay. Okay. So I'm not fretting. It is what it is. It's just old cane. Okay. All right. So this is what we're going to do. Cut this edge to straight. And we're going to go 1.5. I'm going to push that like that, cut it right there, 3, and 4.5. Bypass that completely, and this just looks smaller. All right. So, go 1, cut that off. So where are we at? 4.5, then we need a 7, and then we need a 9. Ooh, I don't think we were there yet. Oh well, we're gonna lose a little bit of the end anyways. So we're just going to cut it and leave it alone. Okay, so we got a lot of funky elements in here. Kind of cool. Okay, and now you just got to decide. Yeah, you can tell where they're... You can tell that was the end because I don't have this blue right there. Where'd it go? There it went. Oh, it won't allow me to do that. No. Okay, I liked it better the way I had it. All right, so there's that. I don't think this is going to be sellable, so I guess it really doesn't matter how I put this together. So I could either do it that way, all right, or I can do it that way. I don't like that way. So we're going to take this way. Okay. It's an interesting cane, that's for sure. Okay, we're just putting this together. The heck? No idea how that one became so long. Okay, and as you can see, just line it up because we're missing a little bit of blue there. All right, so that's it. So now we're going to reduce this probably 1/2 inch. So I'm going to do that and I will come back and show you what it looks like. Alrighty guys, so we got it about 3/4 of an inch is where I normally have them. So I'm probably only going to get 1 cane or 2 canes out of this. So this is where my bundles that I'm selling will come in. Is basically just selling 3 or 4 canes, different canes, just because I don't have enough to, you know, to sell. So I'm going to cut this off. And then we'll take a look at it, see if we even like it. So this is going to be a little bit bigger than 3 1/2, right? Do I like it? I do. The blade's crappy because it looks really blurry, but I do kind of like it. The flower in the middle, too small. Too small to really turn into anything. So I will put these in like little bundles. So I've got some old cane here that I just don't like. Maybe you guys like them. I'm not really happy with them. See, I've got a couple of they're just really dark and greeny, and I don't like them. So I've got those. I got some of these weird ones. I got this really cool green one. I got some flowers. So I got these I'm going to list. I've got some orange flowers. But these, yeah, these are all going to go like in a little pile. And make it a bundle. Couple dollars each, whatever. I don't know. But before I go, let me show you some of the beads I've been making, because I got another roller and it's really cool shapes. But I gotta find what I did with them. I took pictures of everything. I still have not put them online. So it's kind of like a barrel shape. And they're really cool. And they come in, my roller comes in huge bead sizes, right? This isn't even the biggest. This is somewhere between the medium and large. But these would make such cute focals. Earrings might be a little too heavy. So I went smaller. Now this isn't small. These are just like little organic shapes. So this is the smallest of it. And they're teeny. They're about 1/2 inch. And I don't know, maybe 3/8 in diameter, but 1/2 inch long. So these would make perfect earrings. So what I want to do is I want to make a video for you guys, but I want to add little dots and stuff like this and see if we can decorate this size. And then we have a couple of them that are just standard, obviously no decorations, just a standard color. We got some more orange, because orange seems to sell out a lot. And then I did that one and made some flowers. So we got some little flowers on these. And then we made some more flowers. These are weird. The colors are weird. These are going to be more for fall. These are just a center drilled like bead. And then this is cool because this is made with all silver glass. So I don't know if you can see all the colors in it, but this is pure glass or pure silver glass. And then basically what you do is you encase it in a clear. And I think my camera lens must be dirty, but these are really fun to make. Also very expensive glass, so these have to go up higher in price. So anyways, that's it for today. I hope you like that. I don't know. I like it. I just wish the flowers in the middle were a little bit bigger because it didn't turn out exactly like I wanted it to. But I like the color combo. Going to give me an idea for something else. So we'll come back and make another one. Talk to you later. Bye.